So, it's hanging out. Get a little stretching. Slash mobility. I'm gonna hit some overhead presses. Hello. I don't know what to say. It's a beautiful day. We're gonna get some delts in. Let's do it. Day 8 in the backyard workout series. This is phase 2, day 4. Testing out the 12-week plan. Brandon said we're hitting shoulders today. Yeah. So you can see Brandon was doing a little bit of mobility. That's what it's going to call for in the 12-week plan. You're not required to do it. It's optional, but we usually do it. We like to be nice and warmed up before we start our workouts, especially when we start lifting that heavy ass weight. Last one became a little bit of a push press. Used my legs to assist a little bit in that one, but hey, I had to get that rep out. Whatever works. Unilateral, concentrate on one side and then the next. This is just an overhead press essentially, but of course utilizing kettlebell. And with kettlebell, me wanting to pull slightly away from you, so you're gonna have to recuperate a lot of different muscles, or stabilizer muscles at least, to help counteract the kind of odd pull that it's creating. So you just kind of keep it real tight. In the arm here, you're gonna feel possibly a little discomfort in the back of your forearm with kettlebell, but you know, after a few times, get used to it. And try not to do it like a press here, because it'll be pulling on that shoulder in a weird spot. Keep it nice and tight to the body, that forearm vertical, and then press straight up. A slight rotation in there, just like an overhead press. You lock out, all those traps to stabilize that shoulder to top position, and then bring it down to the bottom position here. That'll be 4 sets, 10 reps. 3 sets, 10 reps. Oh, thanks. I tried. Not a complete pump yet. I'm like at 45%. Hoo-ah! Reverse upright rows. Be working in shoulder extension. Shoulder flexion is this way. Shoulder extension is this way, so you're bringing it up, extending the shoulders, and that's really going to be targeting those posterior delts, as well as elevating the shoulders, which is going to be hitting the traps. So we get the rear delt and the traps in this exercise. Excellent tool to really target that area, and yeah, give it a try. This one can be kind of rough because you got to bypass the ass. Make sure you're not lifting with the hands first, and when you're coming back down to center line, try not to push your junk out when you're doing this. We actually had a buddy that squishes balls when he was doing this, and that was not fun. So don't be an idiot and squish your nuts on this one. Make sure those hips are pressed back, come to the front line, and then raise straight up, back forward. You get a lot of guys that do this, and that's creating that momentum with the hip thrust. Push those hips back, keep them there, and then raise up through the elbows, reach about parallel, and then slowly let down to that bottom position, and you'll be good to go. And you'll save those buff dude balls too. Or you can just be reckless and wear a steel jock strap. Clang, clang, clang. Make sweet, sweet buff dudes approved music as you perform the lateral raise. Last 2 exercises are gonna be forearms, and we're getting started with reverse curls. It's gonna be 3 sets, 12 reps. And just like standard curls, what you're gonna wanna do, lift from the elbow. Don't put a swing into it. Don't utilize those anterior delts. All about that elbow hinge. Quick tip on the reverse curl here. Of course, you're trying to target the extensors of the forearm here. You know, the biceps will, of course, be utilized as well because it's the elbow flexion we have going on here. What you really want to do is to really target the forearms a little bit more, the extensors. Rotate or externally rotate so that way the elbows are pointing forward, or the inside of the elbows are pointing forward, and keep them right there. So that's really going to help target those extensors. What happens if you try to rotate the elbows outward, you're going to be losing that contraction in those extensors, and the biceps are going to be starting to help out a little bit more, and you're also going to be starting to turn it into more of an upright row because the elbows are flaring. Then you're trying to curl it up, but the elbows are coming up. So try to keep those inner elbows pointing forward the whole time, and keep that wrist really rigid and straight throughout the motion. You really start feeling it in those forearms. It's going to be pretty tough, but start light, feel it out, and then go up from there.
We're on fire. If this was our more well-produced video, I would totally be putting after effects of flames right now. That's what it feels like. Last exercise for the day. It's going to be finger curls. 3 sets, 12 reps.
As the name explains, you're curling with the fingers. You're gonna really isolate the forearms, specifically the flexors of the forearms through here. And the program says finger curls, but it's of course customizable, so you can do, as we're doing, behind the back finger curls standing with the barbell. You can do seated finger curls with the barbell and or dumbbell, so you can kind of switch it up that way. You kind of choose which works better for you or which you feel better, or you can switch it out from week to week in case you get bored of one. But right now we're doing the standing behind the back finger curls. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna finish a few more sets of finger curls, behind the back finger curls, and then we are done for the day. It's a beautiful day, it's Saturday, it's warm out, and we're super excited because we're almost done with the 12-week plan. We're gonna have the physical book version. The first we've ever done is gonna have a 24-week log book so you can track your own progress. It's a whole new world for us because we've never really reached out to get a book made, so it's a learning process. We're learning a lot, but we're excited. It's almost here, and for those of you who want the free condensed PDF, you might be strapped for cash. Well, that's coming February 1st, so don't you worry. You'll get a chance for that too. So until next time, hope you enjoy this workout. Stay buff.
Stay buff! Buff fights Rufus!